When you look at the forecast period out over the next several months, and you look at a global level, what you see is there's quite a few what we call forks in the road. These are events, issues, or trends that are going to really shape the business outlook. At a global level, the overarching theme, not just for the next 12 months, but I would argue we're entering into a new era of this period, and that is an intensification of global rivalry between the US, between Russia, between China, and to a lesser extent the EU. And this has huge implications because it spills over and creates volatility. It creates volatility in the oil markets, in currencies, and all of this spills down into the growth outlook for the Middle East as well. So it's critically important that we pay attention to what's happening at a global level. And really, what's most interesting is the fact that most executives, and this is true at an ExCo global board member level and regional CEOs here in the Middle East, fundamentally, in my view, based on the conversations I'm having with them, they do not understand what this volatility is really about. Currently, they're seeing it through the prism of trade between the US and China. Donald Trump talking about cheap products flown from China and a trade surplus. What this is really about, and what historians will look back at this period of time and say, is this is about the rise of China, particularly through the advancement of technology. And I think this concept is best articulated by a statement by Marco Rubio.
This is headed to a dramatic imbalance, and the imbalance used to be they made cheap things and sent it back to us so we had lower prices. That's what's happened for the last 30 years. They made cheaper t-shirts, they assembled the phones cheaper, and they shipped it back to the United States, leading to lower prices. That's not the imbalance I'm talking about. The imbalance we're headed to is they control state-of-the-art artificial intelligence. They control the state-of-the-art quantum computing, which means that nothing can be encrypted anymore, which means there are no such things as secure cars left. The President of the United States one day will not be able to talk to his national security officials anywhere in the world without the Chinese hearing it, because no matter what encryption you put in, they'll break it with a quantum computer. That's the imbalance I'm talking about. The imbalance I'm talking about is one day we'll have a dispute with China on something on national security somewhere in the world, and they will threaten to cut off our supply of biomedicines. In essence, threaten the lives of Americans not getting medicine unless we cave to their desires. That's the imbalance I'm talking about. The imbalance I'm talking about is one where they dominate aerospace, where they are the nation that controls satellites and satellite communication. They are the nation that controls 5G. We're headed towards autonomous vehicles. Autonomous vehicles will depend on 5G technology. And China will dominate the world in 5G, and we will depend on it. So we're going to build a fleet of autonomous trucks and autonomous cars, and none of them will work if the Chinese decide to shut it down because they dominate that field. That's the imbalance I'm talking about. And if this all sounds fantastic, apocalyptic, look it up. Research it. And I promise you, you will not find a single person versed on this topic that would disagree with what I'm saying. This is the threat that we face, and we are not facing it squarely.